The man may be controversial, but Quentin Tarantino's movies are universally enjoyed. Death Proof is his only movie as a writer-director with a score under 80% from critics on Rotten Tomatoes, and he's got nothing under 7.0 from the notoriously surly IMDb user ratings. But which ones are my favorites? Let's get into this. Now, just to be clear, I'm only considering movies that Quentin Tarantino has both writing and directing credits on, and before you come at me with My Best Friend's Birthday, that movie was unfinished, so it doesn't count. And yes, I love True Romance. Natural Born Killers is a trip and it is an editing masterclass, but again, we're not counting these. We're only looking at movies on which Quentin Tarantino has both a writing and directing credit. So that means we're choosing between Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Kill Bill Volume 1, Kill Bill Volume 2, Grindhouse, Death Proof, Inglourious Bastards, Django Unchained, The Hateful Eight, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino has said his next film will be his 10th and his last. I think he's counting Kill Bill as one movie, so we're choosing between these 9. Okay, let's do this. Here are my top 5 Quentin Tarantino movies, presented in no particular order. Number 5, Death Proof. Death Proof is something for everybody. Intimate dialogue, dancing, foot fetish, intense action, and shocking gore. Personally, I don't need the artificial film scratches or the sound grabs between reels or whatever that is. But this movie is ambiance for days. It weaves a spell, and once the movie starts, I just can't look away. Love this movie. Number 4, Pulp Fiction. Can't go wrong with good old Pulp Fiction. I was a wee lad when this movie came to town, but once it hit home video, all the kids suddenly started dipping their french fries in mayonnaise. This movie changed how we spoke, what clothes we wore, even what music we listened to. It was that kind of a cultural moment, and it all happened because this movie is that effing good. Number 3, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love a good Quentin Tarantino revenge fantasy as much as the next person, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is probably my favorite. In real life, these people murdered 6 people, including Sharon Tate, who is 8.5 months pregnant. I mean, generally I'm not for revenge. I don't believe in violence, but sometimes you just gotta incinerate somebody with a flamethrower to get your point across. Number 2, The Hateful Eight.
No. You done got me talking politics.
So I might be alone in my pure love of The Hateful Eight, but this is just my kind of movie. This, Rope, The Breakfast Club. I love movies where you stick people in a room and see what happens. I love how Tarantino sets up all these lies and then exposes them.
You know what this is, tramp. It's a letter from Lincoln. Letter from Lincoln to him.
John Ruth, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but ain't nobody in Minnie's haberdashery ever corresponded with Abraham Lincoln.
Was all that horseshit?
Of course it was. Minnie and Sweet Dave in there?
Minnie and Sweet Dave went to visit her mother on the north side of the mountain.
That sure don't sound like Minnie.
Are you calling me a liar?
Well, not yet, eh? Now, I am calling you a liar, Senor Bob. Hey, boy, come up here a few years back.
You never even knew my boy?
This movie is full of coincidences, so this one could be true, but who knows? And the use of both diegetic and non-diegetic music, the opening theme, the piano, the guitar, it's just my kind of movie. Number 1, Jackie Brown. I know, this is something of a controversial pick, but this is my current favorite Quentin Tarantino movie for 2 reasons. I love Quentin Tarantino movies, and I'm a sucker for a great One Last Job movie. I just love this basic plot. Somebody is in a tough spot, but if they just do one last job, they can get out from under and move on with their life. See Heat, The Score, Inception, and dozens of other movies for examples of this. Robert De Niro's in 3 of my 4 examples. That's interesting. Anyway, I could go on and on about the production design, the music, the lighting, the cinematography, but for me, Jackie Brown is one of my favorite movies of all time because of its smooth execution of the plot and its pace and the absolutely outstanding dialogue.
Girl, how you live like this?
Like what?
Like this? This some repugnant.
This is a great example of a movie where a director knew exactly what he wanted and how he was going to cut the movie. The long takes, this crane shot, the way this scene is edited, this shot of Samuel Jackson in the car when he starts putting stuff together in his head, how tightly choreographed the second money exchange is, even though it really doesn't need to be, but it is. And check out this video of the events synchronized by James Newman, it's fantastic. Finally, I can sum up Jackie Brown in just one word: satisfying. This movie is so much fun to rewatch, and when I say a movie is one of my favorites, a satisfying rewatch is a huge part of my rubric. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit me up with your favorite Quentin Tarantino movie list in the comments. I love talking about his films, even the ones I didn't mention today. Yeah, I can already tell I'm gonna have to do another video on him someday, and I've really enjoyed the conversations we've had in the other videos, so hit me up with those comments. I love talking about these movies. It's just fantastic fun, and thanks again for watching.